What up, nerds? What's going on? Sean, the Wolf. Check out the new tee. Skip warm-ups for Satan. Go ahead, purple belts. Buy it up. That's it. Here we go. I'm calling you nerds today because you came here to learn something. I'm going to teach you a learning hack. Learning hack. I learned this on my own. I discovered it. What the fuck? I discovered it like Columbus discovered America, okay? Somebody else has probably come up with it, said it even better, probably wrote books on it, much smarter than me. I just came across it on my own, okay? That said, learning hack. And this is a learning hack on how you can learn faster and for longevity of learning, right? Actually learn. Not memorization hack. I'm not trying to get you to memorize hack. Learn, okay? That said, I'm speaking, I'm coming from a grappling jiu-jitsu world, so I'm kind of speaking in that world. I'm certain you can take this underlying principle and apply it in the classroom, in dance class, in music class, wherever, okay? Or in a boardroom. Learning, the learning hack I want to speak to you about today is about learning on the mats. When you are a student and coach is teaching you a technique, right? Your job is absolutely not to memorize coach's words and the steps that he gave. It's absolutely not. I think that's a huge mistake. Now, if you have a photographic memory and you're fucking some savant that's just like, you can figure shit out, you're in the small percentile, you're the exception. The rest of us fucking C- students out here, I never want you trying to memorize what coach said. Never. Don't even quote us. Don't quote, I'm a coach. I don't quote my coach. I take what he says and I put it in the little Rosetta Stone in my brain and I interpret it and process it and put it in my own words. And you'll have to do this as a practice for a little while, but I've done it so much now that I can do it in real time. It's happening. While he's saying a technique, I am already processing that technique and putting it in my own words. He's like, oh, you gotta go swim your arm under and win the underhook. And I'm like, okay, so air guitar to the underhook, right? I'm putting things in, I'm learning the steps. I'm learning the move, but I'm putting them in my own words. Why? Why? Because if I put them in my own words, I own the information. If I'm just trying to memorize his words, I kind of rented the information. You can rent for a long time, but do you know it? Put that shit in your words. I can't emphasize this enough. I'll give you the best example I can think of because I like analogy. And this is kind of why I came across analogy and metaphor. And if you've ever been in one of my classes or learned technique from me, you'll hear me teach an analogy a lot. Like you gotta, fucking popcorn bump, air guitar, put your hand in your pocket, Lego, shoulder to the, it's all this weird shit, right? But it's just my Rosetta Stone. I'm just speaking a new language. I never want anyone to ever try to memorize my language. Yeah, they might pick and choose and whatever, but they got their own, okay? That said, an easy example to think about when you were in school, you're in grade school, right? You're taking a test and you're in a language arts test. You have a passage you have to read, right? The passage, and then you turn the page and they'll ask you questions about the passage. They'll say, in your own words, answer these questions. I have kids in one in elementary, the other two in middle school now. This is really still on test. We experienced it when we were kids. I fucking hated it because I hated to read, and my reading comprehension skills, probably because I hated reading, were miserable, terrible. I'd read something and just be like, I got nothing from that. Read it again, I got nothing from that. So you know what I would always do when they told me that? I would say, oh, okay, I'd go back to the passage once I saw the question and find the answer in there. I would copy the sentence completely out and just change a couple words around. Cause they'll never know. It's still it's not an exact copy. I didn't plagiarize what they wrote. I just kind of rearranged what they wrote. And therefore it's the answer to the question, but it's wrong. I was just trying to check a box to fucking pass. Again, C- student, right? But it's wrong. The reason for the test being like that, they were trying to train me to read the passage and learn it and actually absorb it and be able to retell this story in my own words, not memorize the fucking words. And I think that's what my mistake was when I was a kid. I thought I had to memorize, and I didn't know the difference, right? Learn it, actually learn it. So when coach is showing you if I'm in class and I'm showing you a sweep, scissor sweep. Your job is not to remember grip on the, get the shrimp and get to this and that. Good luck. Good luck. Your brain can only memorize a certain height of technique. The easiest thing is pi. You get these geniuses out there that can give you, they can remember, not pi. Get your appetite out of the picture, all right? Pi, like the math, 3.14, blah, 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 blah. That's the one everybody all knows, right? Super smart people can go, hi man, they can recite pi for 60 characters. Okay, cool. What about 61? What about 70? It keeps going, so why not? Why not more, right? Only true geniuses is very small percent. Your fucking small percent people can do that. The rest of us, all you're getting out of me is 3.14 because that's all I can remember, right? So you have a limited ability in your brain to remember a certain string of techniques, and then on top of it, a certain level, a certain amount of strings of techniques, and then on top of all that, those still have an expiration date because all you're trying to do is memorize shit. Stop memorizing shit in class. Be interpreting. A simple trick for you to do to help you start doing this is when coach is teaching the class, again, don't try to memorize, try to interpret in your own words as they're saying it. And I need you to do it as if you're gonna have to turn around to your partner and explain to him what to do. That's it. You're not really gonna do it. You don't wanna be the dickhead partner that's always like, no, you should put your hand, because they appreciate your help, but they want you to kind of shut the fuck up so they can practice and let maybe coach come around and help. That's not what I'm asking. I'm saying this is a mental exercise for you, not a bravado exercise for you. I don't give a fuck if you can actually recite it back. That's not the point. The point is for you to learn it. Help your brain truly absorb it like a sponge, and you'll never lose that technique. I fucking guarantee you. I attach story to a lot of my techniques. I couldn't, if you asked me to memorize them and recite the steps the way I was originally taught it, I would never, ever, ever, ever be able to do that. Ever. It's kind of cool because it makes me a unique coach. There's no one that coaches like I coach because it's the old, what's the Dr. Seuss thing? It's like, be you, no one's the better you than you or whatever, right? There's no one, I'm unique. As much as I am unique as an individual, I am also unique in my jiu-jitsu. And I am also unique in my coaching. No one is like me. That's not, don't get that mixed up with the no one is better than me. That's stupid. No one is like me. I am not identical match to anyone. So why would you in a class try to become an identical match of anyone else? I would never want you to be an identical match of me, and your coaches shouldn't want you to be an identical match of them. That's unhealthy. What they want to do is give you some ingredients and you add them to your own pot. You are making your own stew of jiu-jitsu. It is only unique to you, just like your fingerprint is, just like your DNA is, and just like your brain is. So why would your jiu-jitsu be any different? Make sense? Use this learning hack. Start doing it tomorrow. Come to class, do that shit immediately. You don't have to tell anyone you're doing it. Start challenging yourself. Let's upgrade our software, upgrade our software, upgrade our software. Little hacks like this can help, all right? Peace out, nerds.